The diesel program started because of the economy in the mid-60s. We were building freeways all over Minnesota and all over the country with the Eisenhower freeway system. And they were finding out that there simply weren't enough mechanics, for one thing. And as a result, Vern Mack started the diesel program. And so this class of 68 that we're talking about, they were the first group that we got directly from post-high, graduated from 12th grade, in other words, and we took them in the following fall.
Alec Votech was my main choice because of the diesel mechanics course. They were rated right at the top. I'm Dave Barkheim. I'm a 1968 graduate of the diesel mechanics course at Alec Tech.
At the time, Alec was one of the only ones, plus they were the best one. I'm Pete Hellmeyer, and I'm a 1968 graduate of the diesel class of Votech, Alexandria.
At that time, tech school was pretty small. We only had probably at the most 10 classes, so we probably had a total enrollment of maybe 500 people. And so they all knew each other pretty much. I suppose word of mouth came along. They knew we were going to get drafted.
Midway through the second year, a lot of my friends that didn't go to college, even people that went to college, started getting draft notices.
I don't know about anybody else, but I knew I was going to get drafted if I didn't, because my number was coming up.
We were like 1A when we got out of tech school, and that was like you're going to be drafted.
Actually, the day I graduated from Alec Tech, I had my draft papers in the mailbox when I got home that day. So that was my graduation present from Uncle Sam.
And that's immediately when the military could see that there was some worth in getting people that were trained rather than having to spend a year and a half training them. So they came and asked if these guys, if I thought they would be able and fit and, would do a good job in the military taking care of their equipment. And we said, absolutely. So I said, if you need to take care of dozers, trucks, crushers, engines, generator sets, all of these things, these guys have been trained on all of that. They've had two years of training. I said, they'll be able to step right in and do everything you need. But I said, the second thing is don't be sticking it to these guys and taking them in without giving them some rank to show your appreciation.
And Vern was real instrumental in getting us guys kind of signed up with the CBs. So we were able to go in at a higher classification beyond we already had the training.
And then we went in, because we had schooling, as soon as we were out of boot camp, we were E4s. So you went up in a pay grade quite a bit right away. The only bad part, he said, I can remember, he said, you're going to get what you want, but the bad part is you're going to Vietnam, there's no question.
You're guaranteed a year in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You're going to go.
I think everybody was anxious. They came right out and said that we would be guaranteed to go to Vietnam because that's where they needed the people to go to maintain the equipment and run the equipment and things like that. So
I think we were well prepared for what we did.
I think that we surprised a lot of people over there how well trained we were.
And they were taking care of just about every kind of equipment that was available over there and did a very good job of it. It was a close-knit bunch. Good people.
It was a life-changing event.
Yeah, it was. You grew up, that's for sure. If you weren't growing up before you left, you were when you came.
We were all, you were 20 years, I was 20 years old. I turned 21 in Vietnam.
Yeah, me too.
Put it this way, it made you appreciate home.
Yeah. Yeah.
August of 2005, the Minnesota National Guard were deployed to Iraq. And we were just starting the school year, and we realized that about 10% of our class was going to be deployed in this Iraqi deployment.
My name is David Carroll. I'm a 2008 graduate of Alexandria Technical and Community College. I am currently in E7, or Sergeant First Class, in the Minnesota Army National Guard. Actually started two programs, did power generation and diesel mechanics, did a double major. Ended up being deployed Southwest Asia, Iraq, ended up being a 22-month deployment. Started out, it was supposed to be a 16-month deployment. We ended up getting extended for 6 months while we were over there in a big push.
That's when things really changed for David Carroll and Brett Meyer and Brett Tennis, where they were really concerned about getting back to Alexandria and to finish out their education at the diesel mechanic program in Alexandria.
It made me nervous you take all that time and you involve yourself that much into the program, all the studying and the hands-on training and everything you're getting, just worrying that you're going to forget that kind of aptitude and have to start all over once you get back and not being able to pick up where you left off.
And he needed 2 internships. He needed a diesel mechanic internship and an electrical power generation internship. David contacted us to find out if while he was still stationed in Iraq, if he could do an electrical power generation internship alongside with his military commitment in Iraq. But the logistics on it could be really, really tricky. And we were able to pull it off.
So I had my regular mission that I would do every day, and then when I would get done with that, we worked out something with some of the civilian contractors that were over there to assist me in my training to help me get my degree when I came back.
It was tough, you know, and we didn't want to make sure that he didn't get too tired, and we wanted a successful outcome. So what I did was to try to keep him focused on the electrical power generation internship and kind of his mind still, you know, on his military commitment. I made him do a journal every day, of a journal entry of every experience that he did during the day during electrical power generation. And I think it was good therapy for him, and it was great therapy for me to read what he was doing over there halfway around the world.
Being where we were at, generators were the main source of power, so being able to get the in life, this is the way it's got to be, otherwise nobody has power kind of training was, I think, more beneficial than anything.
His journal is fantastic of the day-to-day activities. One thing, the politeness of the individual, the class. You know, he'd always start out, I hate to bother you, and how do I come back with something like that? And later on I found out that the location that they were at were getting bombed. You know, there again, just making sure that the Iraqi people were able to have reliable electrical energy on a daily basis.
In essence, it's what you sign up to do, and it's an honor to be able to do something of that nature or get the calling to do it.
This is what we do. You know, we care about people, and we just make it work. We just get it done.
I was looking for colleges, and then I heard about the military-friendly program here. I'm Bryce Poppy. I'm a student here at Alexandria Technical Community College, and I am an infantryman in the Minnesota National Guard. It's been a very easy learning environment. The instructors are very helpful. The Veteran Services definitely has been a huge support. They help me with my GI Bill and most issues that I have. So,
my dad and grandfather both graduated from the law enforcement program here. My dad in '91, my grandpa in 1968. I'm Riley Verbrugge. I'm a first-year law enforcement student in Alexandria Technical and Community College. I've been in security forces in the South Dakota Air National Guard for 3 years. My dad has been the sheriff for the last 10 years, and he sees people coming out, just seeing what type of quality candidates are coming out from different colleges, and by far Alec is the best. So I really wanted to keep the family tradition going, and I want to be the best.
Actually, my dad was in the same unit back when he was about my age. So I just kind of in a way followed in his footsteps. I'm Ryan Franks. I'm a second-year law enforcement at Alexandria Technical and Community College. I'm an active member of the United States Army Reserve since 2008 as a combat engineer.
I'm Haley Vargas. I'm a current student in the Early Childhood Education program at Alexandria Technical and Community College, and I'm a specialist in the Minnesota National Guard. So I met my husband back when I was a junior in high school, and he was talking about joining the Marine Corps after he graduated. He's a year younger than me. He joined the Marine Corps, like he said, and when he graduated in California, my dad and I went out to his graduation. That kind of inspired me that I wanted to do something, you know, that was kind of a big deal and would be out of my comfort zone, which it definitely was. So then we went online and looked at the job opportunities, and there were actually 3 openings, and I was just like, I want one. I was like, you know what, if other people are saying that they're gonna strive to be there, why shouldn't I just do it right now when it's open for me?
We had a 2-week training a couple weeks ago where I was mandatory and sent down to Georgia. You know, all the teachers were huge help. I didn't have to worry about finding stuff, getting everything. They were on top of it. You know, they communicated well what I needed to do. They understand it, and they really want you to succeed.
Alexandria Technical Community College is a really good school because it's a smaller classroom environment, so you actually get to interact with all the instructors on a one-on-one basis, and it's just an easy learning environment. It's very supportive.
Veteran Services office is awesome. The environment is very welcoming. They got TVs, some nice couches if you got a little break, you don't really want to go home, you can run across there. They got computers, talk with some other guys, share your stories, just kind of relax. It's a perfect place to go.
Support systems are really important, and I think having that resource here at school is really cool because people can meet other military people and kind of understand what is going on.
I can always email Veteran Services or go into their office. Carrie Johnson has been a huge support for me. She's the one who oftentimes helps me through my paperwork. And she'll call the VA and stuff like that for me to get my GI Bill caught up.
They still took my GI Bill. They were still able to take all my funding from the Army, and I mean, just the fact that some of the instructors are prior military, it allows just a different connection that we can have, and it helped a lot.
It's been a very smooth transition.
When I went to the tech school, it didn't cost anything. We didn't have tuition. And there's some people out there that aren't able to come up with that tuition every year, and they would really like to go, but they just need a chance, and I think it's important for them to have a chance.
I received 2 scholarships for this spring semester actually. We're not working as much as we could because we're going to school. So having extra money for books and tuition or whatever else I need through school has been really helpful because there are so many financial needs.
I was fortunate enough to receive 4 scholarships. 2 of them were in the fall and 2 of them were in the spring. Total, it was 3 of them were memorial scholarships. It was Ted Foss, Roger C. Williams, and John Magnuson. And there was also a scholarship from VFW Post 936. When I found out that I received the first ones for the fall, I was actually up in the hospital in Duluth with my wife while she was up there, and it was a huge blessing to me and my family.
Alec Tech is by far ahead of a lot of the other schools, I believe, in what they offer. Had it not been free at the time, I probably would not have been able to go because my parents didn't have money to help. And I'm sure that's the case today, and there's kids that probably are graduating from high school that are in the same situation. But I do believe scholarships are going to be the way of the future for anybody going to school if they're needing financial assistance.